everyone, this is part 2 of my journey with ulcerative colitis and having an ileostomy. I'm just going to jump right into it. For my ostomy surgery, some people get half their colon removed, some people get a little bit. I got my entire colon removed for this surgery. The surgery itself took 3 hours, which is the allotted time. That's good. However, my recovery time took a lot longer than expected. It took 3 hours to recover. Prior to the surgery, I was taking Vicodin at home every 4 to 6 hours. I think I was taking 500 milligrams, which ended up to be about 1,500 a day because of the abdominal pain I was feeling, and the cramps were immense. And then when I got into the hospital, I started taking morphine, because just the pain was just so unbearable. So, by the time my surgery came, I had already built the tolerance up to the pain medicine, so recovery took a long time. When I woke up from my surgery, all I remember, I didn't have any contacts or glasses on or anything, so all I remember is seeing a really blurry white and gray room, and I looked around and I saw a lady with black hair sitting next to me, and she said she was trying to get my pain under control. And then and then the next thing I knew, I saw my body, my stomach, kind of like, sounds really weird, but I saw my body like contorting off of the bed I was on, and the pain I felt was so excruciating is the only word I can think to describe it, because it was awful. And then I was out again like that. So that's how it was. I kept waking in and out, seeing the blurry room, feeling the pain, and going back out again. So it was a lot of a blur. I had the PCA pump after my surgery, which, if you don't know, it's basically a little device that you press that is hooked up to like a machine pump, and it pumps out morphine every 6 minutes. So they do that every 6 minutes so you don't become like addicted to it or have too much of it. So I was clicking it every 6 minutes, and I was doing that for about 2 days straight. I had the PCA pump. My mom said that I never missed the pump, actually. She said that every time she looked over, I was constantly pressing it, whether it was 6 minutes or 4 minutes. I was always pressing it. And I fully recommend you doing the same too, because you've gotten the surgery because of all the pain you've been through, so you've been through enough pain. So it's your time to just be able to dull it, numb it out. Fully recommend that. I actually have a funny story about me being on all this pain medicine. The night after I got out of my surgery, I was so drugged because I was pushing that pump so much. That I remember waking up to a feeling of discomfort, and I couldn't really figure out where it was coming from or what it was. So I called for a nurse to come in, and a tech came in, who I actually became really good friends with, and she checked me out, and she noticed that my decatheter was blocked. And for those of you who don't know what a decatheter is, because I didn't know what it was before I got it, it's just like this tube that hooks up to your bladder and just drains all the urine out, so you don't have to get up and go. And so as she was fixing it, she was explaining, I was like, what? I remember saying, what is that? And she was explaining, it's this thing, so you don't have to get up and go pee. And I remember, I was like, so drugged. You had to be there, but I'm trying to explain it because it was really funny. My sister-in-law laughed really hard. She said, she's like, oh, so you don't have to get up and go pee. And I'm like, oh, that's nice. And I kept saying that. I was like, man, that's so nice. It's funny to me because I just remember how I felt. I was so drugged and so like, man, it's awesome. I don't have to get up and go pee. And the tech started laughing. She was like, you really need to get more sleep. And it's just a little funny story I wanted to tell you. And then she told me that the next day that I said that, and I'm like, what? I didn't really remember too much. But it was funny. Anyway, I got the surgery on a Thursday, and that Saturday, I became more aware, more awake. I was able to sit up and talk. I felt human again, you know, after all that drugs. So the next few days after surgery were really rough, you know, because I was sore. My body had been so sick for so long. I mean, my blood count was down to 6.9. I had to get 2 blood infusions. My body was still pretty doggone sick from all that. So it took me a long time before I was able to even walk down the hall of the hospital. Even when I got home, simple things like taking a shower, standing up to make something to eat, standing up to get a cup of coffee, anything. I noticed that it would make my back hurt really bad, and I would just have to, you know, like sit down and like take a break. I actually had to like slump on my back because it hurt so bad. But that's just because I laid in the hospital bed for 2 weeks, sick. So, you know, it's definitely going to take a long time before you start feeling like yourself again. It's just now going on 7 months after my surgery, and I'm just now starting to feel that I can run up and down the steps. You know, when I change laundry, I always like to run up my steps, mostly because I'm kind of scared. You know, it takes a really long time for you to get back up on your feet. I'd also get like really nauseated after my surgery if I'd sit up for too long, so I had to sit down. But don't get discouraged if it's taken you a long time. If you're watching this and you just got a surgery and you're still like months out, don't worry about it. You will get back up on your feet. It just will take a time. It will. You will start feeling like a normal person with time. That's the only thing I can say. Time. That is the end of part 2. I hope you guys enjoyed this little bit. I'm going to be making more videos. You know what? I'm going to leave it at that because I will ramble. And I have my trusty dusty notebook here to keep me on track so I don't ramble. So I'm just going to finish it like that. Hope you found this interesting. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And I promise I will reply to all. I have nothing better to do. Alright. I'll leave it at that.